It's the SMX Insider post-race show from Daytona Beach, round number 8 of the 2023 Monster Energy Supercross Championship. And that track played a role. The temperatures during the day played a role. A little rain came down at night, that played a role. But when the checkers flew, the champagne, the bottles got popped by this man. Hunter Lawrence wins the 250 main event. He dominated, checked out early, uncontested. And then the 450 main event, we had everything we wanted. Tomac, Webb, Sexton, all up front early. Game of cat and mouse, but when that checkered flag flew, it was Eli Tomac who won his 7th Daytona Supercross in front of all these fans who are just, I mean, they're living in the moment right now, enjoying what they just saw, which was a great race. Daniel Blair, Ricky Carmichael, and James Stewart with you. And guys, after leaving Daytona now, I mean, what's the overall feeling and vibe after seeing Eli Tomac, Ricky, do it again?
Well, just incredible, and I think that he was in a bad spot, at least from our perspective. He wasn't on in practice. I expected a lot more for him. He didn't have the pace that he's had all year long, so I'm like, ooh, well, maybe this is a reaction from last week in Arlington, not having a good third round, but nevertheless, he showed up when it was time to show up. That's why he's a 7-time champ, third winningest of all time in Supercross, and man, what a great ride.
And James, Sexton, and Webb, I mean, they had him where they wanted him, but they couldn't do nothing with it.
Yeah, to your point, your question where you asked Ricky, what do we learn? What we've been watching is true. I mean, Eli is just there when it counts. He gets it done. Cooper's just a little off on speed, and Chase might be the fastest of the three, but keeps making these mistakes. So we learned what's been going on the last few races. It's actually happening, and we just saw it tonight at Daytona.
It was still a great night of racing, a lot of cat and mouse. That was so much fun. But we'll start with the 250s. Here's your 250 highlights from Daytona Beach, Florida. Nate Thrasher coming off the big win in Arlington, feeling great. Pretty solid qualifying time, too. He was number 2. And when the gate dropped for the 250 East main event, Thrasher was up front. Max Anstey, a bunch of riders, Tom Vial. But Hunter Lawrence was right there in the lead group, watching the competition, wondering where he's going to make the move, and then he pulled the trigger very early in the main, James, and took care of business with Nate Thrasher.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hunter, and he said in his interview, he saw the opportunity, and he took the opportunity, and Nate felt it and saw it. So, yeah, a little aggressive, but at the same time, Nate was his biggest competition, and he just ended that right now.
He sure did. He took advantage of the opportunity right when it presented himself. Didn't take him long to get back to the lead, and I love seeing Vial out there. I thought he was going to do really well here. He was on his way to possibly getting a podium. I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to get up to him, but unfortunately, he made a huge miscalculation. He comes up short. That was a really nice dismount, jumping through the handlebars, but you'd have to retire the night early.
Yeah, and you know, you've been in that position. Mechanics kicking it, you're like, I ain't going back out there. I don't know why you're wasting your time on here. So, yeah, it looked like Nate was coming back up. Then he makes another mistake, and for a championship perspective, it's tough on him when, you know, Hunter's out front, but, yeah, tough night for him.
I hated to see that because I thought he was in a situation where he's going to keep continuing to build on that confidence with this guy right here, Moseman. He cross jumps on accident, cross ruts on accident, comes up short, cases that little triple. The rest is history.
So Hunter Lawrence, little fist pump, cruised it in on the last lap, but I mean, just dominated this main event. Was perfect execution, showing that he is truly the best in this class and an unbelievable 250 rider. He is maximizing that machine. He gets the win. Max Anstey, great ride in second. And how about Hayden Deegan? Third place, his first podium. Wow, James, I mean, third for Hayden Deegan. Was it going to come this early? Yes, it came.
I mean, the kid's good, and like I said, I'm feeling dangerous. Dangerous did good. Congratulations, kid.
Jason Thomas had the winner, Hunter Lawrence, on the podium.
Well, Hunter, you can't let your brother outdo you. He got a win here last year. Now you get your own 250 Daytona Supercross win. I don't want to say it was easy, but you rode by yourself a lot, but it had to feel good. I mean, that's the best way to win, right?
Yeah, we didn't get around the first turn too bad, but I just seen an opportunity here in the sand section. Not ideal, but I took it and just kind of never looked back. I got around Tom in the whoops. It got a little sketchy at the halfway point. There was like a light mizzle of rain, but no, stoked. We worked too hard for this to not enjoy it and take the moment when it's there. So stoked on the Indy.
Congrats on your first Daytona win.
He saw the opportunity, he took it, and now has a 14-point lead going into Indianapolis. Max Anstie second. Hayden Deegan back up to third in the championship. Jordan Smith, Jeremy Martin rounding out the top 5. And Nate Thrasher, tough night, but hanging in there 6th in the championship points. And Ricky, when you watch Hunter Lawrence and what he's doing this year in 2023, it looks complete. Is there anything missing from his program right now, or is it complete?
No, I don't think so. Listen, here's this championship is 4 races in the rearview mirrors, and he is completely in the driver's seat. If someone wants to beat him, they're going to have to go out and get after it. I just don't see it happening. He might slip up and not win the rest of the races out. He's going to have to race the shootouts, which is going to be a lot of fun against his brother and other great competitors. But there's still some great things to look at in this championship. And one is Hayden Deegan and Max Anstie. I think they have a lot of room to grow still and improve, and I look forward to watching that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Ricky. And anytime Hunter gets maybe put in a situation where Nate almost had to win in Tampa, and then tonight Nate looked pretty good. He just ends it, and so he's better. And when they get a threat, he ends it. So you got to take care of business. The opportunity is there. You got to take it, and he does for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next few races with him.
And then Ricky with Max Anstie, just another second-place finish. Obviously emotional with this kid. I mean,
I loved
what
it.
a night.
It's so cool to watch that, and his story is so fun. And you're watching this team continue to progress. This Firepower Honda team, they're doing a great job, and it's just a fun story. And I'm happy for Max and that whole team.
The SMX Insider plays every single Thursday on YouTube. You can also go to supermotocross.com and catch it every single Thursday. Jason Wygant and myself will be covering this race and going into the depths and the details of what happened. We pivot now to the 450 class, and we get into this main event. We're all excited, and then there's the 3, Ricky. There they are, 1, 2, 3, and we're thinking, this is what we asked for.
Well, it's showing its face every single week, and I love it. That's what's been happening, and I still feel like I'm waiting for something. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Because they're so close, they can't quite close the gap, or they do, and then they lose the gap. But nevertheless, it's making great TV, and it's fun to come to the races and share these experiences and talk about and share our insight. And still, there's a lot of racing left to go, and I still think it's up for grabs. I'm not going to give the advantage to Eli or Cooper or Chase.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you heard Eli talk about how he's got to be good at his good tracks. And I think he knew that Cooper knew this would be a big opportunity. And the chant went up. He's been off all day, and he showed up and did it. And he sensed Cooper coming up. And I feel like with him, he got through tonight, and hopefully that'll spring him up. But I do feel like Cooper didn't lose any confidence.
No.
Like I think he's still in a good spot to keep Eli as close. He just knows he needs to keep working, and we'll get going.
I do have a question for you. From listening to Cooper Webb, do you feel like he's more fired up because he didn't win? He was so close. Do you?
I feel like Cooper is fired up because he's getting better on there. Yeah. And he knew coming into this, to beat Eli, he's won this 7 times now. And to beat him here is going to be tough. And so I feel like he's confident just because he's getting better. It's not like he just was like Oakland where they were just off and Eli made a mistake. He almost had him on there. And so he just made mistakes. But, again, Eli, the reason he's smiling and we'll ask the question, you might be here next year, it's hard. He's like, dude, I just keep winning. And when I'm winning, I mean, why stop? So it's going to be good moving forward.
And he was incredible tonight. 450 highlights from Daytona. The gate drops. This guy and the guy to his left, Chase Sexton, and their rival, Cooper Webb. It was a little bit on the outside of those two going into the first corner. He lined up outside. The gate goes down. Tomac grabs the whole shot, but Cooper Webb gets aggressive early and takes this thing, James.
Yeah, we've been talking about Cooper and speed and being quick out of the gate. Well, tonight he showed that, and I feel like with him, that's why I said that interview is an improvement. He's starting to figure out the race part where those guys aren't just jumping all over him and taking out, but again, he makes a mistake out there, and it was cool to watch him go inside. Eli goes inside. He's like, I ain't letting that happen. In a close moment right here, Ricky.
Oh, yeah, that was really close. And I almost was wondering if Cooper Webb was wanting to be in second position because he was getting dogged by the #1 of Eli Tomac for laps and laps and laps. And That was a near miss. He says he
man.
hits neutral. That is a weird spot, James. To your point, what you were saying, it's a weird spot to hit neutral in.
It's a weird spot, and if you look at his back tire locks up. So to hit neutral, you wouldn't see that. And then when he goes on that, on off, but then you had this. Chase is trying to catch up. Barsha throws a little ref, so you knew something was coming. But just like Chase all year, another mistake, and then this happens.
Stalls it, okay? And then this is just a racing incident right there. Chase probably should have thought a little bit more about, hey, leave that inside open because the 51's coming. But that's an easy miss to misread. But man, this guy, what an incredible ride. Oh.
Cooper Webb kept him honest. He sat right there. Look at him. He's always right there. But Eli Tomac gets there first, and there's Eli's mom. She's so happy for the 7th time at Daytona as he wins again, does the burnout. How many times are you going to do the burnout, Eli? And look at the crowd. This is insane. The feeling has got to be incredible for him.
Oh, yeah, but look at that face. You've seen him trying to do the Dougie, whatever that was. He was happy. So, again, another victory.
He's happy because he won. Tomac gets the victory. Webb second, Sexton third, and again, Justin Barsha was fantastic tonight in 4th. Ken Roczen 7th of the night, kind of survived the night there in 7th. But on the podium, after the race, actually, Will was able to catch up with Eli Tomac and talk to the champ.
Thank you, Daniel. Eli, congratulations on tonight. So much was achieved for you. It's probably hard to put that all into order of the most important thing to the last. It's just such a huge night for you. So let's just talk about another Daytona win to start here. I mean, to say this is your place is obviously an understatement. You did not have the best start to your day. So what is it? You said it's race time, but what is it that just fires up in you at this place to get this done?
Well, it's like when the lights come on, I find a great flow to this track. And to be honest, sand like this mixed with the jumps is one of my favorite conditions, a little bit more of a looser soil. So I think I just feel like I'm at home. And my track at home is pretty close to this soil content sometimes. And to be honest, that's a big thing is just being straight up comfortable. And I don't know, being able to manage that 20 minutes over that racetrack is just a gnarly thing to do.
And now you have a 5-point lead over the rest of the competition there. I mean, mentally, we've been talking a lot about it and how huge that would have been for Cooper Webb to be able to take that from you. For you now, how much of a mental edge is that?
Yeah, I obviously have to take advantage of the tracks that I'm good at, and this is one of them. So that's the mindset I had today. I'm like, hey, I obviously have really good finishes here. I need to take advantage of this situation because we're so close.
And just one more before I let you go. We heard the crowd chanting out there, one more year, one more year. You've now put yourself in between James Stewart there and Ricky Carmichael, taking that spot by yourself for overall Supercross wins. What does it make you feel when you're up here and you get to enjoy this and you know you're still on top? I mean, are you listening to them? Is this maybe this isn't your last year?
All to say is this is such an enjoyable moment, and it literally gets better and better for me. And the fans seem to just be so engaged with our racing right now, and we feel that on the podium. So it's a special time for the sport.
Thank you so much, Eli. Huge congratulations for tonight.
And he did not say yes, and he did not say no to Will's question, and I like that question. Eli Tomac now has a 5-point lead on Cooper Webb. Chase Sexton only 10 back, and then 38 back to Jason Anderson. So the top 3 still separated in their own world in the championship points. And man, for Eli Tomac, he just continues to make history.
Eli Tomac wins it! Triple Crown champion is Eli Tomac!
The book of Eli is complete. He is the Monster Energy AMA Supercross champion.
Tomac wins A1 for the first time ever.
Eli Tomac grabs the win in Oakland. Eli Tomac wins his 7th Daytona Supercross and takes over 3rd on the all-time win list. There's the top 5. Eli Tomac now right in the middle of you two. No more ties. He's in the middle. And James, you are next.
Yeah, I'm next. All right.
I love it,
Look,
dude.
I know.
We can talk about you now.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate it. I just hope it's not a slow death. But, and the cool part with Eli, it seems like once you get up to this level, every weekend you win, you're making history. And if he does it again, he'd be tied with me. And he does it again, he'd be ahead of me. So it's hard to say where he's at right now because the way this guy's winning, he's getting better on there. So who knows how long he's going to continue to go. But Eli, favor, just end it. Like, next time I come, I want to be third, okay? I'll take that. Don't make me stall out like you did this guy.
RC, he was playing with you for a couple of weeks.
Man,
and you're
he
like,
was playing with my emotions big time. I'm like, dude, I just like, let's get this over with, get you 3 race wins in a row. But as a whole, his career, to watch this, and I always go back to when he left Monster Energy Kawasaki and he went to this Monster Energy Yamaha Star racing machine, how he turned things around, how he all of a sudden started getting great starts. He didn't go out there and just basically get 6th or 7th on certain weekends where he would do that, and you're really like, where did that come from? He won by 30 seconds the weekend before. That's so hard to do, and I just appreciate it. I think that he's riding a lot on his experience against the guys that he's racing against, and it's fun. I will tell you, man, he has won a lot of races, and I think he's going to continue to do that. I hope he sticks around next year. I think it'll be a treat for everybody, no doubt, but I love watching history be made.
He's been enjoyable to watch, and it's not over, James. Like you said, he keeps getting better. Yeah. You saw the web issue there. Tomac goes by. We have Jason Thomas to give us a deeper analysis and a report on what went wrong there for Cooper Webb.
So this is where it all happened in the 450 main event. One small mistake by Cooper Webb. And what you see here, he has to clear this gap. And they triple off of that rutted jump takeoff there. And Webb, he hit neutral, wasn't expecting it, wasn't able to clear this gap, and wasn't able to triple. And Eli Tomac, next to him, soared right by. And really, when you have a race where these guys are so close and it comes down to tenths of a second when you make one big mistake like that, Cooper Webb really never got close enough to even attempt to pass. This is where the race was won and lost tonight.
1 for Tomac, loss for Webb, and that's a tough situation for Cooper Webb. But we moved to Indy, so the conversation shifts. We're going from the Daytona track back inside football stadium, the rectangle, Indianapolis dirt, Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like Indianapolis puts on a great race. Looks like it's a tight track. I think Cooper Webb is good on tracks like that. I mean, but make no, dude, these guys are good at everything. They really are. So we'll see what happens. Again, the 450 class, you just never know.
Yeah.
I hope that Eli strings it out another weekend and give my man some heartburn over here. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever it takes. But again, I think listening to Cooper, he hasn't lost any confidence. He's moving forward. Eli, he didn't gain any confidence. I think he recognized the situation. He needed to get it done, and we're going to Indy. So, yeah, it's no slow deaths. Just end it. We know where he's going. MC, you're safe. I think I'm the last person we'd be talking about getting up there. But, again, you never know. But it's been cool to watch, and hopefully I get it out of the way pretty quick.
That's right. And Cooper Webb and Chase Sexton hope that it takes a little bit longer. We're moving to Indianapolis. If you want to watch the race, start with qualifying. Race day live at 1:30 Eastern. And here's the cool part about race day live at Indy. It's out on the concourse. The people are around you. The vibe is incredible. Catch that on Peacock. And, of course, round number 9 from Indianapolis, 7 Eastern on Peacock. CNBC will have the re-air on March 13th on 1 a.m. Eastern. You can catch the SMX Daytona re-air. And on Tuesday, Title 24, RC, you and RB.
That's right. That's right. Going to be a lot of fun. Be a second episode, and we're going to break it down for everybody. And tune in.
What a fun week coming to break down Daytona and move to Indianapolis. It was an incredible night of racing. The stories were wild. The racing, the crashes, the takeouts, and of course the victory. Hunter Lawrence, what a win. Dominated. Eli Tomac gets the start, gets together with Webb. Barsha's in the mix. But when the checkered flag flew, it was Eli Tomac who gets his 7th Daytona Supercross victory.